it's Katie from Pumpkin Latte Lover, and I'm here today with an unhaul video for you, as well as the announcement of who won my 100 giveaway. So basically what I'm doing is just making room on my shelves, as there is a huge used book sale. I was going to say store, but that's not right. A used book sale that supports our local library every October, and I know I'm going to be picking up quite a few books at that point and wanted some space on my shelves for them. So first of all, we have Mary Higgins Clark, Two Little Girls in Blue. I read this a really long time ago. To be honest, I don't remember a whole lot about it, other than there was twin girls and they went missing. I don't remember how the ending went. I don't even remember if I even really enjoyed it. I have a feeling it was just something I picked up on the go, maybe when I was traveling or something, and just needed something to read, and it was at the checkout. The next book is Kathy Reich's Fatal Voyage, and it's about Dr. Brennan, who is the head of an investigative unit that's trying to figure out why there was a massive plane crash. I again read this a really long time ago. I don't remember it being outstanding, but I don't think I hated it. But again, it's just like a mass market type book that I'm sure I just read on the go, and it's time to pass it along. The next book is Sophie Kinsilla's The Undomestic Goddess. I have to say that Sophie Kinsilla writes the Shopaholic series, which I hate, and this book followed pretty much the same formula. It was very reminiscent of the Shopaholic series. The main character is a bit of an airhead and a little bit like ignorant about the world, and she makes a huge mistake in the business world, and instead of dealing with the problem, she runs away from it and becomes sort of maid for a well-to-do family, and she gets up to all these hijinks while she's trying to hide that she doesn't actually know what she's doing. And it's very, very similar to the main character in the Shopaholic series, where she, instead of facing up to her problems, just keeps trying to make them right but messing up along the way. And it's supposed to be really cute, but it really, to be honest, I can't stand it. And so sorry to any fans of Sophie Kinsilla's work. The next book is True Crime Stories by Max Haynes. It's got a bunch of, I don't know how you say it, like it's like short stories, but they're all true, about different true crime stories that have happened throughout time. Sorry if the camera was shaky, the cat just tried to climb on to where it's sitting. I just remember thinking, like, I love true crime and everything that's psychological about why they've done it, but it just was quite boring, I remember it being, so time to pass that along. The next one is Meg Cabot, Size 12 is Not Fat. I remember getting this as a gift in high school from one of my good friends. I don't really remember a whole lot about it, so I apologize that I'm not being able to give as good of a description as I would like for most of these books, but that tells you that it really is time for them to go. They obviously were not that memorable for me. The next book is American Wife by Curtis Steinfeld. I got this at the used book sale in our area a year ago, and I had heard nothing about the book. I had no idea what it was about, and a little bit of the way in, I realized that this story is sounding awfully familiar to something in real life, and that something would be George and Laura Bush's life. So, to be honest, I'm not American, I'm Canadian, but I do not have the highest of opinions of President Bush, so being not the hugest fan, I really didn't feel like I needed to hear a fictionalized story based on their true events. So I was a little bit disappointed that that is what this book ended up being. It wasn't too badly written. I mean, if you were interested in their lives, it is an interesting account, I'm sure, to see it from Laura Bush's point of view. But again, just not something that I need to hang on to. The next book is Debbie Macomber with 20 Wishes, and what I remember from this book is it was like a sweet story about this woman who writes down 20 wishes of things that she wants to complete or fulfill in her lifetime, and a little girl comes into her life and they go to complete them together without giving away too much. And again, just a sweet mass market type of story that I don't really feel the need to revisit. The next one is called Wishful Thinking by Gemma Harvey. From what I remember, there was 3 women, and they each had a wish, and they wished in a wishing well or some sort of thing like that. I believe there were 3 very different types of wishes. So one wishes for love, one wishes, I believe, for success in business or money or something like that. And to be honest, I can't remember what the 3rd wish was. And then it just kind of follows each of their journeys, and you see if those wishes are fulfilled or not. The next book is Earthly Joys by Philippa Gregory. I do love Philippa Gregory. I find her books to be very interesting. I know she gets a lot of flack for not being completely historically accurate, but I do love that she usually gives voice to women in history where you don't hear their side of the story a lot, and I just go into it knowing that I need to take everything with a grain of salt, that it's obviously, she wasn't around in that time, she didn't know these women personally, she's obviously just extrapolating from the facts. So, but it's a fun read, and you do learn a little bit of history along the way. This one is not based on the royal family as it usually is. This is based on actually a royal gardener in the time when the tulip trade was quite, it was huge. You could spend your whole life savings on one tulip bulb just to have that strain of tulip. And, of course, as the royal gardener, it's his job to find the best of the best for their gardens. So it does surround that, and I believe it's the gardener himself who had a clandestine homosexual relationship, and it kind of follows their forbidden love. I did enjoy the book as much as I enjoy any other Philippa Gregory books, but I have read it twice, and I've had it for quite a while, so I think it's time to just make room on my shelves. The next book is Under the Tuscan Sun by Frances Mays. I really just bought this book because we were heading to a trip in Tuscany, and I always enjoy reading stories based, whether they're true or not true, based in places that I'm going to visit, just to get a picture or a feel of the place that we're going to. I did find that I enjoyed the movie much better than the book, which is quite rare for me, and so I don't feel a need to keep this around. The next book I got in high school was The Princess Diaries by Meg Cabot. I enjoyed the movie when it first came out, and the story was sweet as well, but I'm not a huge fan of YA or teen fiction, so I just feel like somebody else could get better use out of the book. And the last book is Dog Handling, a novel by Claire Naylor. I remember getting this as a gift in high school as well, and from what I remember, she is a jilted fiancé or jilted bride, and then she meets up with some friends in Australia. I hope I remember that right. And then they kind of teach her the rules of dog handling, where you treat your prospective male suitors as you would a dog and learn to train them, and then you'll have much more success in the dating world. Obviously, that's an awful premise, so there's some mishaps in between there because that's not the right way to treat people. It was a very fluffy chick lit read, and I believe I actually did read it on a beach, so even more of a cliche there, and I definitely don't feel the need to hang on to it, so it's time for it to move on as well.
So sorry about that, guys. Unfortunately, my camera did die, so I'm just filming this last bit on my phone. Sorry if it's a bit shaky. And I just wanted to quickly announce the winners of my 100 subscriber giveaway. So in the original video, I said that I would just have one winner, but I got so excited about the giveaway, I thought I would have a first and second place winner. And basically what I did was I put all of the names in a hat on scraps of paper and did the old-fashioned pick a name out of a hat. So the first winner was JD Archer, and he requested to have the Animal Farm book. So that will be in the mail to him shortly, and I will be sticking the other prizes that go along with the book in the mail as well. If you want to send me a private message and let me know what address to send it to, that would be great. And I will also be messaging the winners on Twitter to let them know that they've won as well. And the second place winner was Caroline Reeds, and she had requested to have Oliver Twist. So I will just be sending the book, as it was just a bonus winner. I'll just send the book in the mail to you as well. So yeah, how exciting. And thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for participating in the giveaway, and I hope to talk to you all soon.